Yes, we have joining us this morning to help us analyze this and, of course, do some type of general appraisal of the commission as regards this topic of discussion this morning on the platform. Bishop Sunday Onuoha is the co-chair, Interfaith Dialogue for Peace. Bishop, glad to have you join us. Good morning to you and welcome to the platform on FLO FM.
Good morning to you and a good morning to all our listeners.
All right, great. You were part of the committee set up by Abia State government at the time to audit some of the Nddc projects in Abia State. We know that the state government is yet to issue a white paper on your findings, but from your observation, do you think Nddc has served the needs that led to its creation 19 years ago?
Well, the answer could be very relative. It depends on where you are coming from. There are several projects that Nddc has executed in the Niger Delta region. Many of them have touched lives, and many of them have brought about development. Many of them of which the people who created Nddc can say, well, we're glad we got the vision in order to develop the area. However, it is unfortunate that the real essence and the purpose for the creation of Nddc has not really been achieved, simply because of selfishness, greed, and people just not being honest to themselves and being wicked to the society they belong to. And so it depends on from which angle you come from.
Okay, now let's look at the angle of the commission itself, not the government this time around. The amount of money pumped into the commission, and yet the people of the region, if we take it, for example, Ukwa West, rather, that has the only oil producing well in Abia State, that place is impassable. I mean, roads in bad shape. And one will be asking, despite the amount of money pumped into this region through the Nddc, we are still looking at infrastructural decay at this point in time, looking at the controversy surrounding the Nddc. So one will be asking, I'm going to rephrase that question, looking at that line. Do you think the commission has served the need that led to the creation some 19 years ago?
I think the issue here is holding both government and contractors accountable.
Okay.
If I give you a job to do for me and you have not delivered and I paid you, I should be held responsible for paying you. And if I gave you a job to do and you didn't do it and I still paid you, then I'm a co-collaborator. And so the question will be, who are the contractors that have done job in the Niger Delta region within this period? And then who are those responsible for payment? And so if somebody gives bribe, somebody is the taker. While you apprehend the person who takes bribe, you must also apprehend the person who gave the bribe. Within the Nddc, you also have people who go to investigate to know if the jobs are done. And so for those who went to investigate and signed for payment to be made, those people should also be brought to book. And the question becomes, who then will be a saint in the process? This is a time that Nigerians are looking up to Mr. President, to live up to his what he has promised to do, to come and cleanse the system. And we look forward to people being accountable for the damage they have done to the society they belong to.
When that report was presented and some revelations made about 13,000 projects reportedly abandoned, 6 trillion naira received, vis-a-vis your observation when you were part of that committee, were you surprised with the revelations made?
Definitely, I was not surprised.
Why?
I'm not here to disclose what our own committee found out when the governor of Abia sent us out. It was a painful experience that I wished I didn't have. Then I imagined what would have happened in other states of the Niger Delta region. And for me, as a pastor who know the pain of my people, who know what our people have been going through, some people are not even supposed to come out to talk. Some people are supposed to close their face with shame. And some of those people will be people who will come out tomorrow to begin to make noise. And so we are waiting to see how federal government will handle it. My only prayer is that it must not be political witch hunt. They must be transparent. They have to be honest enough to disclose the names of the contractors and contracts being done. And so everybody's watching.
Now, some analysts have criticized the idea of contracting NDDC projects to politicians who view such as political patronage. Do you subscribe to that?
Well, I don't know who you give it to or who you will not give it to. There is a process. If we abide by our laws, there is a company. You award a contract to a company. I've never seen a contract that is said is awarded to a politician, rather awarded to a company. So your business is to hold a company accountable. Who are the owners of those companies? So you hold a company accountable, and the company will produce those behind the companies. And so if there is a place where you have transparency and honesty, and you are not looking at people's faces, you are looking at the production deliverables. And so the contract will be given to Nigerians. And the issue is that what has that Nigerian done with what we are giving him? So I don't want to give people bad names because they are politics. Being a politician doesn't mean that you should be bad. As far as I'm concerned, somebody who has subscribed to be a politician should see himself as serving God. And if you decide to serve Satan, it's your business.
Okay, let's move on now. Some states have also complained that there is no consultation before citing a project to determine their real needs. Don't you think it is important? It is an important step. I'm actually trying to get your opinion, although you've restrained from revealing your observation during that fact-finding committee set up by the state government.
Definitely, I think it is complete aberration for you to come to somebody's state and carry out a project that has to do with the rest of his people without consulting with the chief executive of the state. And I think there has to be some synergy. And this situation where people will come in, we are from federal government, we are from state government, and everybody does whatever he likes. When there is synergy, there will be accountability, and the state will hold NDDs accountable. And NDDs can say, Mr. Governor, this is what we want to do. I mean, let me just set one example. Not I'm revealing what I'm finding out. There was one road we went to, and we saw state government signboard and saw NDDC signboard on the same road. And we begin to wonder who then did the job.
That's a conflict of interest there.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, with these findings, what do you expect? The need for faithful implementation, how soon? For example, we are yet to even hear from the state government. Abia state government did something like this, and findings were made. Those findings have not been made public. Despite that, federal government has gone ahead to do forensic auditing. Beyond auditing, beyond investigations, what do you think can be done to salvage the situation, especially for Niger Delta region?
I think number one is to ensure that all the states in the Niger Delta work in synergy with federal government, so that those who do shortcuts and cut corners will find it difficult to do so. Secondly, I think when people have committed crime, let us not tribalize crime. You committed a crime and you apprehended, you begin to lead and say, because I'm Igbo man, that's why I'm persecuted. You stole public money and you are arrested, it's because I'm PDP, I'm APC, that's why they are persecuting me. Stealing is stealing. And so you cannot tell me because you are from my community and you went to steal public fund. So at this point, I think the federal government has to come out clear, publish the names. Let's know those who have committed this heinous crime against humanity. And that will teach other people lesson that if you are going to hold public trust, you should be held accountable at the end of your service. And if you got money to execute project in the Niger Delta area and you have not done it, you must be held accountable. And when that is done, other people who are serving the country in other commissions, I think federal government should go beyond the question of Niger Delta. Go to NNPC. So find out what is happening in NNPC. Other commission being set up. So many people in the Niger Delta are already crying out. Why are you only focusing in the Niger Delta? Open your arm to other areas that have all kinds of evil and crime going on. That's when we know you are very serious.
All right. Bishop Sunday Onuoha, I want to really appreciate you for your time this morning on the platform on FLO FM. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. We do appreciate
God bless you.
Amen.
All right.